Those little touch-ups make a world of a difference. One of our clients wanted to resurface their deck with Trex decking, and this deck was actually built with a permit a long time ago, this main structure, and I'm a little baffled at how it even passed in the first place. There's definitely a reason for the local municipalities to have a certain level of involvement in the projects that we do to keep everyone accountable and keep the standardized building practices being met to protect the client's home. Those through bolts are supposed to be staggered at 16 inches on center. There's none at the end. The band board coming across should be unified as one piece. They actually attached a Simpson joist hanger directly to the foundation wall, which is absolutely egregious. Box is built outside of the ledger. And then as we come back to this side, it was done like that again, except it doesn't even make contact. So unfortunately, this is the definition of piecemeal work. This section here was actually built on top of an existing staircase. It was an addition that was added on without a permit. And it was so degraded and rotted that we had to pull the whole thing apart and reframe the main box for the client. Everything will finish out and look beautiful when it's all said and done. Sometimes when materials are delivered, they're not necessarily staged in the most ideal manner. So as soon as the guys get one of the frames established, which they are working on rebuilding over here, we're gonna get all these materials laid out so they can rest and remain flat. Last thing we want is anything starting to twist and start to fight as it gets installed. Some really unique colorations in the material. As you can see, our friends the ants have decided that they like walking all over it right now as well. This platform here that was just reframed is going to have a chevron design in it. Two sections on either side at a 45-degree angle that come together on a center dividing board. We'll picture frame each box individually, and actually going to have a step right here between the two deck heights. And that step is going to get picture framed as well, so it'll be its own independent entity. The second tier that needs to be pulled apart and restructured is also going to be a chevron. The back deck section and the main deck section will all be straight board connections. The guys are actually going to stain the tops of all the framework, so that way when the hidden fasteners are installed, everything basically disappears.
At least with the drop, we know it's not necessarily like a ledger failing, and if it's dropped and we got to add to it, we can add to it too. Or
right, it's easier to push it up.
Yeah,
for sure.
Or nail a ply down the side of it too to strengthen it up if we need to. Okay.
I think we'd be looking at adding some cones.
Yeah.
Look at the size of the fuse.
I know too.
It gets to a point where you think we should bulldoze it.
No, no.
Oh, really? Instead of replacing the wood, they painted it over the burnt wood. And then with these, they just wrap these in
In more wood.
wood.
So you can't really see the extent of the damage.
Oh, you can see it.
Oh my gosh! You see how easy I did that?
Yeah. So they just covered up a whole bunch of stuff when we bought this house. So we have like white insulation, pink insulation, yellow insulation.
Yeah, they just blew over
like
top.
They just covered everything in here. So all this stuff was pretty much hidden when we bought this place, and it's all settling now. And